Hello everyone. Here's a new challenge that's actually not insanely difficult now that we're level 70. At least when it comes to dealing the damage. We'll still need to be very consistent at the rope jump on the bridge. I'm of course talking about soloing the tiger boss in Zul'Gurub. To do it the way I've completed it, we have to kill the trash between the bridge leading to a car and the tiger boss. This means about 3 packs of trolls with animal companions, 1 patrol pack of trolls, 2 packs of wandering panthers, and a berserker or 2, because the second berserker's patrol path could ruin a pull. Also the big tiger group, where we pull out the boss, just like in Classic. Certain pulls will take longer depending on what creature has spawned with the trolls, as some of them can't swim, so they will evade if we use the bridge too early. So you will need to kite and kill those animals before you can use the bridge to kill the rest of the pack. I attempted this boss back in Classic, but there were some differences to know. The main problem at 60 was that I did not have enough damage in phase 2 to kill the tigers consistently before he would spawn new ones. I also did think that it would be impossible come TBC because they would put a cooldown on Viper Sting, but I was surprised to find out that the healer NPC actually dispels as well, which costs mana. I could therefore make him dispel by using Hunter's Mark or just critting to expose weakness was up, and his mana regen would stall when he casts Dispel Magic. This was a very nice surprise. Okay, so back in April, I did a kill as a duo on the PTR. We used PTR for world buffs to see if we could complete it, and with 2 people it was easy. Well, relatively. I'll show that here, how that ended up, and then we're gonna go on to killing the boss here.
Did you kill the other tiger? Oh no, there he is.
No.
That was my last reshoot bot.
It's 8%. With tigers. And he's ignoring pathing. I'm gonna have to live. Pain if you can.
No, so close. Come on, Zeroichi, you can do it.
Oh.
Well, that's not ideal. Oh, he's so low. Come on.
Yeah!
Yes!
Oh boy. Well, it's possible. Alright, so now we're gonna do the pull on 70. And the pull on 70 is just like on 60. We're gonna have to do the pull on mount by body pulling them and then jumping out of the area the same way that you would pull it back in Classic, right? They are faster than the epic mount. At least the main boss is faster than the epic mount, but we don't need any riding skill because he casts silence very frequently, which halts his movement. You could use like a riding crop to be faster than him, but I opted for the more damage, which means that you might have to feign or die some pull because he just doesn't cast it sometimes. And then we're gonna run in a very specific way here just to try and buy time to keep them somewhat clumped, right? We also have to avoid the entrance trigger there, because if they go too close to the entrance, they're gonna reset, because that's where the reset trigger is. We're obviously just gonna run here, and then we're gonna circle a building. And the reason we're circling a building here is to make the 2 caster ads catch up to the boss. And the 2 tigers, because otherwise they would swim through the water, aggro a fish, and then when the fish would evade, they would evade, and then the entire pool would get reset. So now we're just gonna run here in a circle until I see that the other ones are close. It's usually just a few laps. I see them close now. He did hit me here, which is a bit bad. I switched weapon because I forgot to put adamantite weight stones on the fist weapon, so I figured I'll just use the polearm instead. Obviously, we're gonna start doing the bridge stuff here. I summon my pet here, and I send it on the Berserker. This is so that I have a pet that I can feign mobs to, or like I can feign them to the, like just like here. If they get 2 split, I can feign and shoot them before they kill my pet. That's the plan. They got really close here before Bandage Aggro took over. And this is mostly just so that I can keep the mobs clumped throughout the fight. And then we're just gonna speed up here. But essentially the fight goes on like this for like 18 minutes. This part, I kill the 2 tigers. I keep Viper Stinging the healer NPC, Lord Khan, I think. I also Arcane Shot her frequently to dispel Lightning Shield. This is a pretty big difference from Classic, as she didn't actually... we didn't have a dispel mechanic in Classic. So we took a lot of damage and had to use like nature protection potions and tubers to keep our health up. But now we can just basically dispel her Lightning Shield over and over again, because the dispel happens before the damage. So unless she has 2 buffs up, which she can have with Bloodlust, we basically don't take any damage throughout the fight this time. And this is basically how it goes all the way until phase 2. We keep them... She gets some heal off in my pull, but we keep them somewhat grouped by silence cast, because the boss is a lot quicker. Every time you cast silence, you try to manipulate the 2 ads. The healer mob doesn't try to heal until anything is under 50% or below, so you can evenly spread the damage throughout the fight, so that they're all like close to 50 by the time she goes zoom, just so that you don't accidentally get a heal off. Other than that, it's not really much to the fight. You have to be consistent at jumping the bridge, split the damage, focus target the healer, use Viper Sting on cooldown, Arcane Shot her on cooldown. I didn't have in this fight, but you should if you do it, you should make a Arcane Shot focus macro just to keep dispelling her Lightning Shield, because if you don't take any damage, fight gets a lot simpler. You can just use mana pots if you really want to, since we can't really use lip anymore to push more damage. It's kind of up to you, but that's what I would have done different now. Phase 1, still very easy. Getting him to the bridge is the exact same as I did on 60. So here I am just about to transition into phase 2. The only important thing to remember here is to bring all of them low, like under 5k health at the same time. And also to, well, not forget the Viper Sting slight so that she doesn't heal. I do forget the Viper Sting here, but I kill her instead. But I should have Viper Stung her. I will replace my pet, or recall my pet, I should say, back to the bridge. This is because once we enter phase 2, he's gonna spawn tigers really early, and they have a fixate either on any target that's friendly within, I don't know how long the range is, but it doesn't reach all the way to the waterfall, I know that much. But it's really nice when one of them or both of them are on the pet, because we just slap a man pet on and we kill the tigers. And it is very important that we kill tigers throughout the fight, because otherwise we're gonna get overrun eventually. Like, it doesn't seem like he doesn't seem to have a max limit of how many he can have up. One thing I have changed since, because I've done a few kills now, like 3 since TBC launched. It's that I place my pet at the close to the top of the bridge in front of me, and I also don't hit the boss with my pet, basically. And the reason for this is it allows me to feign death the boss to the bridge if he were to ignore pathing and run at me, since I don't have limited invulnerability potion anymore to sort that issue out. So I needed that as a backup, and it makes the fight take a few minutes longer, like a minute or two, because pet damage, even as survival, is still a pretty nice chunk of damage, but it just made it safer. So well, this one goes kind of bad here, but at least I managed. That's like the only thing I really changed. I don't use my pet on the actual boss anymore, but it's just kill the tigers, do damage on boss, rinse, repeat until you're sure that you can kill the boss, and make sure not to kill the boss in an unlootable position. I was very close to doing that. That would have been pretty bad. Hey, we did it. 28 minutes. That was a bit scary because I lost one tiger. I should probably bring. I need to check something. I should probably bring these again. I have some in my bank. I probably should be using flash bombs. Now I can read chat again. How are they worth so much gold? They always They always drop two. Every single time you kill the tree, they always drop 2 herbs.